Guys, team.
Right, share it.
Okay. So please confirm me. So hope you all are able to see my screen, right?
Yes,
Yes.
Anusha, we are able.
So see here, team, I'm just telling one more time the information here. So our regular timings is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay, probably we'll connect today at 9 a.m. right? So probably tomorrow onwards. Tomorrow I'll ask you people to join the WhatsApp group. So I'll just inform to the admin team. They'll just add you people to the WhatsApp group, and there I'll share the link. Just join that link. Okay. So coming back to here, team. I think this is not the link. I just want to give completely WhatsApp, complete real-time workflow. Okay. So in our last 3 days class, I think Saturday we don't have a class, so we just connected for 3 days free demo. So today I'll give you complete training highlights. So the completely daily 1 hour of session, 1 hour or 1.5 hour. It sometimes it may extend based on our discussions team. Okay. The timing is 8 a.m. Okay, not PM. It's completely 8 a.m. discussion. And what kind of projects we can automate? I just mentioned a couple of the project. So the advanced features in Tosca. So if you go outside, no one teach these areas, but we are giving completely explanation and hands-on experience. So we are giving completely here a hands-on experience team. Okay. So coming to here, the Tosca installation, it is available for you all 3 to 4 months of time. Okay. So the license is available for you all 3 to 4 months, and Tosca Cloud. Okay. Tosca Cloud, as I said in a demo sessions team, Tosca Cloud is a very latest feature. So if you go outside, if you're searching for only Cloud, so the no one is giving this features experience. So I'm just giving completely hands-on because all the Tosca Commander projects are migrating to Tosca Cloud. Okay. So we have 14 days of trial here. We spent at least 1 week of time to learn this thing very easily because we already learn the same concepts in commander level, but we are just exploring the cloud point of view, how we are going to work. Okay. Then distributed executions team. This is some kind of example. But coming to a real time. So is anyone came from non-IT background? Hmm? Team, is anyone came from non-IT background? So do you have any knowledge on manual testing? The first point.
Yes.
Okay, what about others? Sirisha.
Yes, I have experience in that.
Okay. Okay, Prasad. You do have experience. Tarun, what about you?
No, I don't have any experience.
You don't have any experience on manual testing. Okay. So see here, I'm just giving a real-time approach here. Okay. So if you're working as a manual test engineer or any automation test engineers, must you have to know this process. This is what we just discussed in automation point of view. Okay. So here you can see this is a manual and non-IT real-time approach I'm just discussing here. The first point, requirement from the client. Okay. So I have a manual testing project team. So I'm just looking for the vendors who are going to execute test cases of my project very successfully. Okay. So due to that, what I'm doing now, I'm just approaching the companies. Okay. So once I approach the companies, either 1 person or 2 person or 3 persons, definitely I'll just check with them what exactly the requirement. Okay. Even once we visit any particular shop, either e-commerce, either clothing store or manufacturing stores or furniture stores, definitely we'll give our requirements to them. Based on that, we'll just look into the product, right? So the same thing is happening in our real time as well. Okay. As a client, for example, now the client is here. They have one testing project. They're just approaching to the three companies. Okay. I can say like one of the companies is Infosys and one of the companies Cognizant. Let us take an example of these two companies. Mm. So once the client is given a requirements to the respective companies, we have a business person. So the business recruiter, they'll take care of these areas and they'll just discuss it. But coming back to your team, this is a kind of automation project. So once we get the requirements from the client, we just do the POC. The POC is a very mandatory thing for any automation project. Initially, we get it. Okay. If you want to get the approval for automation project, must we have to do a POC. POC nothing but proof of concept. Okay, we just prepare a proof of concept. For example, now the client is looking for Tosca project. The Tosca. So they're just planning to give a project to only Tosca tool. Okay. So before giving a project to the customers or any companies, must they required one at least one demo, right? So if I'm telling Tosca is very good, are you able to join these sessions? So without giving a 3 days of free demo sessions, if I'm telling Tosca is very good, you can enroll the process. Are you willing to take it, enroll the course team? All right. Team, I need a response. So are you guys willing to take a course without explanation?
No.
Definitely no, right? If it is a client, if it is giving huge amount of project to any of the companies, they must require at least one demo, right? Yes, and how Tosca is working, what are the features inside this Tosca? Must we know it, right? So team, this is what happening once we get the project from the client. So must we have to do POC. POC is nothing but proof of concept. So it is kind of demo. So we just take one scenario. We'll go with the trial version of Tosca and we'll give one end-to-end scenario here. So within that end-to-end scenario, we just create one demo example like executed in our last session, Amazon search functionality, right? The similar way they create one particular flow. So once the flow is completed, we just give the demo back to the clients. Okay. So once the client is impressive with our demo and if they understand what are the advantages, what are the feasibilities we have in Tosca, definitely they give a project to the Infosys company. Getting what is POC means? Clear team? So we just execute the sample test case flow and we give a demo back to the client. Once we give a demo back to the clients, definitely you'll get the project approval. So once we get the project approval, so looking for the experienced guys in the market. So once they got the project, if the project is in pipeline, if they're trying to get the approval, that time itself, they just look for the people who are having experience on the paper. So who are having a experience on Tosca, they just shortlist the couple of resumes, then they'll take interviews, and once that project is confirmed, they release offer letter as soon as possible. You can join that particular project. This is what happening in the market. Clear these points up to here? So the next coming back to here, the testing point of view here. In the testing category, two people are working here. One is manual testers and another one is automation tester. What exactly the responsibilities of manual tester? So what are the requirement is assigned to the developer and tester team. So they just go to the same requirement. Based on the requirement, the developer develop the code either in Java or Python or .NET. But the same tester, based on the test requirement, they just create the manual test case flow. What is that? Test case flows. Flows is nothing but opening of the URL. So based on the requirement, they just create one particular flow without execution. What are the manual test cases we have? They just create the manual test case. Once the developer is completed a development of the test case, so directly they deploy this particular development code to the testing environment. Once they deployed code, that means the user interface is ready for the manual testers. Okay. Once user interface is ready, directly what are the test case flow they already created, they just execute that flow in a UI. This is what you are doing, right? Tell me, guys, who are working in manual. We just do the execution of these areas. Clear? Team. So team, once we get the requirement, the developer tester, both are working here. The manual tester, once the flow is created, the deployment is done by developer end. So once UI is ready, then what are the flow it's already created by manual people, they just execute that. At the time of execution, again, they create execution flow document. Okay. So this point is clear for all. I need a response.
Yes, Anusha.
Yes,
Yes.
right, Sirisha. So here, team, we always working in real time as a agile methodology. Agile methodology. Probably I'll discuss this methodology who are came from non-IT background. Hmm. So agile methodology, we always work with a sprints wise. Okay. The sprint duration is 2 weeks. So within 2 weeks, they just assign a couple of test cases to us. We just go through it and then we'll work on those test cases accordingly. Clear? So coming back to here, Tim, within the 2 days, what is the automation engineer responsibilities? As a automation engineer team, so we'll just get the manual test case flow document. I said, right, flow document they create. What are the document they just created? That is a prerequisite to automation team. This is the one way. Or I can say here, or that is the one way. Or they just create the stories at test management tools, either Jira or HPLM or Azure DevOps. Hmm? So these two are the prerequisite. You may get like this or you may not, you may get like this. But both are stating, they're giving just test cases to automation department to automate it. Okay. So here under the test case flow, so once test cases are assigned to you team, just go to the test case and understand the test case flow. What is the meaning of the understanding of the test case flow team? Any idea?
Step by step executing the requirement.
So first understand the step-by-step flow. While you can reading, if you are able to understand, you can read it. If you want to understand the flow exactly, just to execute one manual flow. That's it. Okay. So once you understand the flow team, then go to your automation tool. I mentioned your automation tool, not a Tosca, because in the market, we do have a lot of automation tools. But out of all, now we are just learning automation Tosca, right? So I just go to a Tosca and then do the test case development. Clear?
Yes, yes.
In the test case section here, go to here. This is the module section, then test case section and execution section. Okay. First, we create the module and after that, drag and drop that module to test case section. And after that, drag and drop this test case to execution section. Okay. So for most of the project, we always use to work with these three areas only. Clear? Okay. So coming back to here, team, these three are the most frequently used one. If you go to a module section, are you able to see this module section is holding some standard module subsets? Hmm? So this standard module, it's always belongs to the different project categories. Okay. Predefined modules. And we always reuse these modules based on the project specifications. Okay, now? And here, what are the modules? I'm just highlighting. These modules are most frequently used for all kind of projects, like a file operation, folder operations, and process operations. These modules are most frequently used modules. Okay. The basic window operation, buffer operation, expression evaluation, file operations, and folders and process operations. But don't worry, we'll discuss these all modules in detail in a going forward. Okay. Now coming back to here, the engine specific. Engine is nothing but project specific. If you get a chance to connect with the database to execute the queries, yes, you can go with this here and connect to the database and execute the queries. So coming to some HTML kind of, if you want to click on the screen, close the browser, if you want to connect to the Chromium application, if you want to run some of the JavaScript, just mention the search criteria. It's not like that you are going to write some kind of coding here. Okay. So the embedded controls, here you can see the Salesforce project, Salesforce wait for busy indicator, and SAP Fury related, SAP message toast, SAP title, and SAP wait for busy indicator. So here you can see the network beans context menu. This is the sum of the SAP related network beans, and here SAP success factors. You can see the number of things here, start HTML and log monitoring. So a lot of things you can do here. Okay. And coming back to here, these all are the file operations. This is the XML operations. So whenever you had a situation to some of automate XML structure, XML it's kind of coding only. But whenever if you want to get some XML connections to save the file, to create XML file, to create a resource of the XML file, we use these standard models. Coming to this one, this is the JSON file team. Creation of the JSON file is also possible. And Outlook mail server, connecting to the cloud mail server and Exchange server and connect to these things is also possible. Mobile based project. If you get a chance to work with a mobile based, then use these all mobile based related predefined modules. So here, what exactly meaning of this? For example, team, if you take any project, for example, I take SAP project. If you go to all SAP modules, some of these screens are common for all projects, right? So, no. Are you getting my point? Team. So some of the screens, I'm telling like a screens, okay? So what are the screens is common for all kind of projects. They already created some modules for that. Okay, you no need to create from the scratch. Okay, the meaning of that almost or 20 to 30% of modules it's already created. But if you want to create a modules based on your specifications, you can do that. Okay. So these standard modules, it's always reusable modules only. These all are the SAP, Java. Here you can see Excel operations. Anyway, we discussed these are all Excel operation modules. PDFs, how to read the PDF QR. So whenever you are having a PDF file, if that PDF file is having any kind of barcodes, QR codes, if you want to read that, yes, that is also possible. So extracting of the links is also possible. And here team Oracle based applications. Clear the standard module functionalities? everyone? So this is the stuff we discussed yesterday. So when you come across the project point of view, these all are the management activities, customer. Now we are discussing automation tool. So in the automation tool point of view, we work with the modules, test cases, execution. Right now I'm explaining the module section. So inside this module section, which part we are just discussing now? Hmm? Standard module subset. So see here, team, I already make a note of this entire document. You no need to bother about this documentation. So once we're done with the class, definitely you'll get the documents. Okay. So standard modules is a Tricent is predefined reusable modules. So it is a kind of reusable modules only, and they are part of automation framework. I'll discuss this automation framework, what exactly it is. Okay. So ready to use automation functionalities here. And these standard modules make Tosca scriptless and modular. Okay. So enabler testing, testers to automate and diverse tasks without any coding. Okay. So here, Tim, these all standard modules is always belongs to most of all standard modules reusable based on their project specifications. Clear this point? These all are the predefined modules, and we use some of these modules based on the client specifications. Team, everyone clear?
Yes, Anusha.
Good. So coming back to this automation Tosca team, today I'll majorly focus on this module section only. Okay. So you may get some of the real-time interview questions also in this module section, but I'll just give completely background of this module section. Okay. So coming to here, the entire automation test cases, what are the test cases you are just automating here? Entire all these test cases are having a dependency on the module section. It is always having a dependency. So why I mentioned the dependency here, Tim? So if you automate any kind of test case, always module is required because this module itself, it is holding the technical data. Are you getting my point?
Yes, Anusha.
Okay. So yesterday, I think in our last class, I just automated Amazon search functionality. At the time of automating this scenario, are you remember? So each and every time we are just dragging and dropping a modules to the test case, and then we are doing a development. So the automated test case always having a dependency on the module. So if you learn the module section very clearly, so you can expect very less errors at your test case execution level. Okay. So team, this modules section is majorly running on two type of engines. So instead of engines, you can call it as a automation framework. What is that? Automation framework. Okay. So two type of engines team. These all are the very important. The first engine is T-box engine. Another one is classic engine. So right now, which version of Tosca we are using? So team, right now, which version of Tosca we are using?
2025.
2025, since it is the latest one, right? So team, these automation frameworks, it's always having a change team. This T-box automation framework is common for all Tosca versions. If you come across Tosca 12 version, 13, 14, 15, 16, 23, 24, all these versions, the common thing is T-box framework, and it is a very stable one. It is a very stable one. So I mentioned here classic also, but I'll give you background of it. The classic is supporting for version wise. Okay. So the Tosca version, it is supported up to 15.0 only. That means in a older version, what are the versions we have in Tosca older like 12, 13, 14? So for those versions point that time we work with a classic automation framework. Otherwise, you can say it as a classic engine. So, Tim, this classic engine information, it is a kind of knowledge only. So, if you mention at least 3 to 4 years of experience, probably you may get this interview question or you may not. But if you have a knowledge on this classic kind of thing, so whenever you go with some kind of experience, this will help you. That means you are having some in-depth knowledge on Tosca. Getting? So the classic engine and T-box engine, the most frequently worked engine is a T-box engine. This T-box engine we can see in a Tosca Commander and Tosca Cloud also. You can see this T-box engine, Tosca Commander and the Tosca Cloud also. So clear up to here? Need a response team.
Yes, Anush.
So
Yes, sir.
yeah, please respond. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I understand you. People are understand or are you facing any difficulties? At least I understand, right? So see here, in yesterday we just created one test case, right? Like one module. This module is it is stating like Amazon search functionality. We just scan the drop down text box and go buttons, right? So what is the automation framework by default it is taking? If you want to see that, go to a properties pane and then highlight here. So what is the automation framework by default it is taking?
T-box.
T-box automation framework. So the T-box automation framework is very stable team and even for all Tosca versions and even for latest and Tosca cloud also it's running on T-box automation framework only. Okay. Then what about classic engine? Why we are not hearing a classic engine stuff here? I'll discuss the classic engine here. So classic engine, it's a older version. Okay. That is we can call another words the classic engine as a Tosca resort. What is that? Tosca resort. So then how to handle this? What is the use of this? So team, this classic engine is completely deprecated and instead of classic engine, Tricentis is introduced artificial intelligence features to the market. Artificial intelligence features to the market. So what is artificial intelligence features? That is a vision AI. They just introduced vision AI capabilities to the market and they deprecated classic engine. Instead of telling orally, I'll give you the official announcement knowledge base article from Tricentis company. I'll show you that. Let me go with this. So if you come across here, Tim, this is the T-box engine automation frameworks of Tosca, and we have some version specific. So in Tosca, version 15 and above version, okay, 15 above and below. I can make like this 15 above and below. We do have, there are two type of automation frameworks. Okay. So probably we have below only team, not above. Okay, I'll just mention like this. In Tosca version 15 and below, there are two type of automation frameworks available. The one is T-box engine. This T-box engine is available for all Tosca versions. So what are the version you are working right now? It's like a Tosca 2025 version or what are the version like 2026. So probably what are the version is coming in future. So you can expect T-box automation framework. Okay. So what is this? This is a default and modern automation framework in Tosca designed to support automations for any type of application. So there is no restrictions. It always support any kind of applications team. You can automate it. Okay. So if you want to recognize the engine, which engine icon representation of this automation framework, this is the icon representation. Are you able to see the icon representation here, team?
Yes,
Everyone.
Anush.
I'll show you same icon in Tosca Commander. Okay, let me show you in a commander. Go back to a commander here. So are you able to see the module icon representation here? Team, just now I highlighted. Everyone able to see that? The module icon representation.
Yeah.
So if you are seeing this module icon representation, that is seems you are working in automation framework. By default, it will take T-box automation only, but you no need to bother. It is a kind of knowledge only. Clear?
Yes.
For the classic engine team, it is a revoke engine. This is available Tosca below versions only. Below versions only. Okay, now. So this is also known as a Tosca wizard. I said right. The name of the window is Tosca wizard and or legacy scan. So here in the module section, if you are trying to create any new module here, I'm just doing a right click, scan option. Are you able to see some application categories here, right? APIs, mobiles. Are you able to see here? In a older versions, let me do again. In a older version, if you go to a more, here you can able to see one option like a legacy scan. Are you getting? What is the option? Legacy scan. But are you able to see legacy scan option here right now?
No.
Why we are not able to see? Because it is a Tosca latest version. Getting?
Yes,
Team.
Anush.
I'll just make a note here. Probably you may understand clearly. The classic engine specifications is nothing but. So if you go to this image structure, here inside a file scan, instead of file scan, make a note into instead of file scan, here you can mention here it as a legacy scan. Instead of file scan, I'm just making a note here. Legacy scan. Now you are able to understand, right? Team, clear? In Tosca older version, whenever you do a scanning of any application, so we have this option, legacy scan option. Legacy scan option. Okay. Once you choose the legacy scan option, directly it navigates to the Tosca wizard window. What is the name of the window? Tosca wizard. Okay. So here that is what I mentioned here. Team. So this is available Tosca 15 and below versions and also known as Tosca wizard or legacy scan. This is a older automation engine used for in an earlier Tosca version. It support what is that why it is deprecated? It support very limited technologies and now it is deprecated. Okay. So because of introducing of new AI features that is deprecated. And coming to here, The existing classic test cases can be migrated to T-box, can be better compatibility and maintainability. So what are the test cases? It's already developed using a classic engine at older versions. They just migrate those all test cases to a T-box framework. Clear? And here you can see for more details, refer the official TriScientist document. This is a, give me 1 minute. So this is a depreciation official knowledge base article team. You can open this knowledge base, just use hold the control and then click on this article. Okay. Directly to open that article into the browser. So if you go to this particular one, here you can see classic engine. As I said here, classic engine deprecation announcement. If you see here, the availability of new engines and improved with the Vision AI capabilities. TriScientist is discontinue or supporting of classic engines with the release of Tosca 15.1 version. They just mentioned the version specification here very clearly. Something like they can run the test cases at Tosca 15.0, but they cannot able to create or run the scenarios in 15.1. They just mentioned some specifications here. Clear? Everyone? I already copied that stuff here. Deprecation and notice the availability of new engines. So what are the features they just added here? I'm mentioned here. Clear tip. So totally Tosca Commander is working on two type of engines. What are those? Tosca T-box engine and classic engine. Okay. If you see the interview questions on these teams, so probably they ask which type of automation framework are you using? Tell me which type of automation framework you are using right now. Team
T-box.
T-box. So are you creating this T-box framework manually? No. It will create by default when we create a module using XScan. So if you create a module using application, it always navigate to the name of the window is XScan window. Okay. So can we create a classic modules in Tosca? Tim, can we create a modules, classic modules in Tosca?
No, it's
So which version of Tosca right now we are using? 2025. So is it possible to create a classic modules at 2025? No team. Okay. So it is a completely version specific converter. Okay. If you are working Tosca 16, in Tosca 16 and above versions, we cannot create a classic modules. I can say like Tosca 15.1 and above. I can say 15 also. Okay. Tosca 15 and above versions, we are not able to create a classic modules. So why classic modules are deprecated? It support a limited technologies and implemented with the Vision AI capabilities for better experience. That is the reason these modules are deprecated. Okay. Next, what are the automation frameworks available in Tosca 2025 and latest versions? Tell me, Tim, what are the engines available right now? T-box automation framework, Vision AI, Copilot, and Agentic AI. Sorry, facing any difficulties, team, at the time of explanation? Hope it's clear for all, right?
yes.
Probably you are not speaking anything. That is what I understand. Okay. So which technology is implemented to work with the T-box automation framework? So see here, Tim, to develop this particular modular framework, they just use the .NET technology. Okay. So the backend technology is .NET and C Sharp, and along with that, they just implemented database as well. These all are the backend technologies they implemented to build a T-box automation framework. Okay, now, so which technology is implemented to build a classic engine? Even for the classic is also developed, right? Even they used some of the technologies in a backend. So one of the technologies HTML and databases. Clear,
Yes,
everyone?
Anushka.
So this is the information related to T-box automation framework team. Any questions here right now? Team, everyone clear with the automation framework stuff? Please confirm.
Yes, Anushka.
So Tarun, Prasad, Satya, clear, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So team to work, for example, probably will start with a scanning mechanism and identification mechanisms. All these things we are going to discuss, right? So to work on those areas, must you know the folder structure in Tosca. Okay. So as I said earlier, probably we work with these three sections only: module section, test case section, and execution section. So the module section point of view, understand here the folder structure. Okay. So this is the module main folder. When in this module main folder, we always choose the subfolders. Just create a subfolders from yourself and then create a modules. Okay. So structure is very important. Tim. If you understand the structure, it's very easy for you to recognize which one is acting as a module, folder, and module. Okay. So here, this is the main one is the module folder, and Amazon is also module folder. This online shopping is the module, and these all are the module attributes. So module you can recognize very easily. This is the icon representation. If you are seeing only this icon without folder, that means that is the module. Clear? I already created a document sim. If you have any questions on this document point of view, do let me know. So coming back to here, the module hierarchy structures point of view. So module structures team. In the module structure hierarchy, module root folder, that means this is the module root folder, subfolder, module, and module attributes. Clear? I just give an explanation for only one module, why I'm writing like this. If you write like this, this terminology is very important. So whenever you are attending any interviews, must you have to use this terminology to explain the scenarios to them. Okay. So if it is module, just call it as a module. This is one module. This is the module. The above one is the module folder. And even this is also module folder. What are the things you are seeing? These all are the module folders only. Clear? Try to do installations today. Probably it is easy for you to understand this stuff. Okay, now
Yes, Anushka.
good. Then test case. So what are the way we have a folder structure with the module? The similar way we have in test case section also. So see here, this is the test case root folder. The test case root folder. And here the Amazon assignments is the test case folder. So here, team, and under this Amazon folder, are you able to see any test cases? How many test cases this assignment folder is holding? Hmm? Two test cases. Okay. This one is the test case. And the second one is also test case 2. So this test case is holding some information, right? What are those? Test steps. Okay. This open URL, the internet, close browser, these all are the test steps. Okay. If you expand anything, that is a test step values. The terminology, try to understand this. Test step, these all are the test step values. Clear?
Yes, Tanush.
So even for the execution also we have a hierarchy structure. Go to the execution list. And here this is executions is the root folder. This is the execution root folder. Inside this Amazon assignments and these all are the execution folders only. Let's select one thing, Amazon. So here team Amazon is the execution list folder. Execution list folder. List folder is the platform to drag and drop the test cases. Okay. So Amazon search is the execution list. So if we expand this Amazon search, here you can see this is the last one is the execution entry. Okay, this is the actual log. This is the folder structure. Clear? Everyone. Team, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear today's concept? So hope everyone able to understand Telugu, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
అర్థమైంది అందరికి?
Ah,
ఏమేం పాయింట్స్ డిస్కస్ చేసుకున్నాం ఈరోజు మనం? So what are the points we discussed today? No need, don't worry. Don't worry, Sushita. Okay, I can speak in English only. So, team, what are the concepts we discussed today? Tell me. Tosca automation frameworks. So, what are the major frameworks is available in Tosca? Team.
T-box.
classic.
I need a response. So, what are the frameworks is available in Tosca?
Classic and T-box.
A box and a classic. So, what is the next point we discussed? Tosca standard module structure. Okay. The next one is Tosca. Hierarchy. So what are the hierarchy structure for the module section and test case and execution? Clear today's class team? Everyone? Just go through recording video today. Try to complete. License activations and installations by tomorrow team. Okay? Any questions for me? This check in, check out, all these activities I'll discuss tomorrow. Any questions right now?
In real time, we use the latest version or the older version.
It depends, Prasad. Some of the projects they are using 2024, some projects they're just migrating to 25.
Okay.
If it is a old projects, probably they are using 24 version. If it is very new projects, you can say like you can go into work in 25 version.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions, Steve? Okay. If you don't have any questions, just that's it for today, team. We'll connect tomorrow's 8 a.m. As I said, tomorrow's timings is 8 a.m. Tomorrow onwards we connect with 8 a.m. If you have any questions by tomorrow, try to complete all of your installations and license activations. Okay. Is it clear for all?
Yes,
Okay.
Tanushree.
Yeah. Please respond. Thanks to you all. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.